Good morning. It's 9:30 on a nice Monday morning. All right, yeah, right about 9:30. Okay, a couple of things I want to accomplish this morning. First of all, I've made the gas lines. This goes between the petcocks. The petcocks are up here and they face straight in when I turn them in and lock them down. It'll go straight across, center will drop down, split, and go to the individual carbs. Be a nice setup. These are on tight, these are on tight. These will be put on the ends of the petcocks up here and the carbs down here and cut to fit exactly, because right now this is oversized just because. These are crimp-on clamps, and they use a special tool to crimp them. I stock plenty of tubing. The other thing that I want to do today is get the instruments put on and get this new, get this shiny primary cover on. And let me show you something that I do. I'm not recommending this, but it is something I do, and I'll tell you why. Okay, the night before I mix up some epoxy and I seal off this overflow level hole. This is used for getting the level right, and this is used for draining the primary. I don't believe in draining primaries, and I believe that both of these places are prone to leak. So I epoxy this one completely closed and then drill it back out. And I epoxy that one closed so it can't leak either. I do this because nobody drains their primer. Wait a minute, I just said that's an absolute. Most people never drain their primary, and I figure that if you say to yourself, or they say to themselves, gee, I think I'll drain my primary, well, at that point in time the cover should come off and you should clean all the sludge out, clean the clutch plates, put them back together or replace them, do whatever's necessary inside the primary. But just draining out the old sludgy nasty oil and putting fresh on top of it, not such a good idea. So anyway, and once again, these are two places that tend to leak. So why let them leak? So that's what I do. I seal them off. Okay. And I'd like to get this on because it's awfully pretty. Isn't that pretty? So got my fingerprints all over it, but it is pretty. So that's my objective this morning. Get the gas lines put on, petcocks on and tight. Gas lines on, primary on, fresh gasket, and then start loading up the instruments up on top and put on the brake pedal and your left rider peg and stuff like that. So that's the plan. It's gonna work perfectly until somebody gets punched in the nose. I love it. All right, here we go. All right, let's do the good news first. I made the gas lines. They go petcock to petcock with a T in the center, and that T goes down to a T in the center at the bottom, which goes to a carburetor. So the gas lines are made. That's the good news. After that, I decided to see if we had spark. Brand new ignition system, and we have no spark. We did have power to the box, the ignition box. And at this point in time, I just brought up all my test gear. At this point in time, I'm using these coils, this battery, these coils, this vape black box. This is my test setup. And these coils are going up here to these spark plugs, which is in a holder I made. And this is a neon bulb in the middle that tells you whether or not we're getting spark up there, because you can't see it. So right now the only thing we're testing is the output of the magnetic pickup here. With it set like this, and going down to the black box down here, we should have a neon light flashing here when I kick the bike over. Now I'm going to put the camera in my brand new tripod and see how it goes. Okay, with the camera in the tripod, if I kicked it over with a Kickstarter, we should see spark up here, but you can't see it. But the neon bulb here will tell us whether or not we're getting a spark. So right now, all we're testing is this rotor assembly. Turn on the battery. Okay, I'll focus in on that a little more so you can see it better. Alright, so you are getting spark, and you should be able to see it. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the wires. I'm going to disconnect these test coils that I have in my test set over here, and I'm going to run the wires to the coil over here that's built into the bike and hook these up and see if I get spark out of the coil that's on the bike. I'll be back. Okay, so I've disconnected the coils in my test box. Those wires are sitting idle. I've picked up the wires that go to those coils and jumpered them up to the big fancy coil that I installed on the bike, a big single dual coil. So it's now being driven by the black box down here in the test system, and theoretically, when I kick since we've proven that the mag pickup is working, we should see spark and neon light bulb up here if this coil's okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Turn on the battery. And okay, we got nothing. I'm really suspecting that coil. So what I'm going to do, I've got another coil here. I'm going to put this coil up here and just run one plug out of it and see if we get fire. So I'll be back in a second. Well, I'm having a poopy day, and it's 2:30, and I'm getting real close to saying I'm done. I've got no ignition on this bike, no spark. I've got a test set up here with spark plugs that I can see. I have a neon bulb in series. I have my test ignition system hooked up here. This is a pulse generator out of an automobile's speedometer sender, and it makes this whole system work. Matter of fact, I'm going to press the button on the drill. You can watch the neon bulb, okay? Okay. All right, starting over because I forgot I'm holding the camera. I'm having a bad day. It's 2:30, and I'm getting ready to call the day a day because I've got no ignition on this BSA, no spark. And I don't know if it's the black box at this point. I don't know if it's that new fancy-dancy coil that I've got there at this point. I don't know. I'm sure it's not this because I've tested this good, the mag pickup. So what I've got set up now is I have my test ignition system sitting here, tied to my test battery, tied to my test spark generator. Not a spark generator, it's a magnetic impulse generator. It comes out of an automobile speedometer. So this guy simulates this guy, drives this system to fire these spark plugs. So I'm going to hit the magic button over here, I'm going to turn my battery on, and I'm going to press the button, and then you can watch the neon light show us that we have good spark. Okay, so here we go. Battery's turned on, everything's ready to go, and watch the magic spark up there. see it? But it was somewhat erratic and I couldn't figure out why. And then I heard a noise down here, so I looked real close and watch what happens here. You see it? My own spark coil in my own test setup is shorting out. Looks like there's a crack there. How about them apples, guys? When you can't trust your test gear, you can't trust your test. And if you can't trust your test, you can't trust your testing. And if you can't trust your testing, it's time to call it a day and start again tomorrow. I do have another small spark coil, and I will swap it out tomorrow. And you know, some days sneak up on you and just kick you in the butt. So I'm going to call it a day before I mess something up really bad. All right, I'm going to leave this mess just as it is, and I will pick it up tomorrow after I swap out that bad coil. And this is kind of cool. This gives you, if you're looking for spark, this is a good way to look for spark. You know, that's a nice little test setup. Just to salvage just a little bit of dignity, and make myself feel like I accomplished something, I put the primary cover on, and it is pretty, isn't it? So now I can put the brake on and the left peg on. Got the new left-handed stud and nut that had been turned into a right-hand stud and nut at one point or another. And I feel good about the gas lines. I think they look really neat. So I got some stuff accomplished today, and before I hit the wall, before everything went to poop. So I got to figure out what's failing. I don't think it's the black box. I've never had a vape come out of the box bad. I am, however, going to go into the office right now and order a new one. So if I can't prove that this one's okay, I'll have a new one on the way. If I don't use it, I'll keep it as a spare. Normally I have a system sitting on the shelf. I don't know why I don't right now, but I don't. I've got a Boyer. Who knows? Anyway, I'm slammed, and it's 3 o'clock, and it's hot, and I'm tired, and my lounge chair is calling me to come nap upon it. So, end of day for real.